Good morning. I'd like to post a video essentially responding to people that always say that we need less government, fewer government, get government out of our pocket, et cetera, et cetera. People say that all the time, and I just want to respond to that because this is actually a very dangerous proposition. First of all, when people are saying that, they're going from an emotional standpoint. Let me give you an example. My daughter, first time she got a job, she got a paycheck, when she saw all those deductions, FICA, Medicare, taxes, all those things, she had a visceral reaction. Say, "Oh my God, they're taking all my money." And so that's where it's coming from when somebody says that. But we have to go beyond that. And so unfortunately, when you look into exactly what government does or doesn't do, it's a very complicated analysis, and people are not interested in doing anything complicated. They want things real quick. They don't want to think about anything. If you make them think, when they say in politics, when you're explaining, you're actually losing. People don't have the time to think about anything. It's very quick. Like when you say the government is wasting our money, people like that. Automatically, they react. But I can give you 10 reasons why that is not so. Really 10 reasons. And it's actually much more than that as to why the whole thing about less government, fewer government, is really very, very dangerous. First of all, I don't know what that means, less government. Less federal government, state government, local government, city government. Which government exactly are they talking about? But anyway, let me give you just 10 reasons as to why those ideas about government being the enemy is actually extremely dangerous. Number one, you cannot name me a single country in the world that is prosperous and rich and powerful that does not have a strong government. You can't do it. Not a single country. The countries with the weaker governments, they are the weakest countries. That's just the way it works. You need government. My country of Haiti, we have a very weak government. Well, therefore, we have a very, very weak country. We cannot name a country that is rich that has a weak government. Again, you need a strong government. Number two, in terms of the government versus the private sector, well, they all have their different jobs. Is the government doing a good job on what it's doing now? Is the private sector doing a good job? The private sector in the United States is actually worse, much worse than the government. That's just a fact. 30 countries ban our food. 30 countries do not buy food from the United States because the food that we eat causes cancer, obesity, all kind of problems. So 30 countries in the world do not buy our food. And the reason why our food is so bad is because of the private sector. Right? That's number two. Number three, who do you think owns the government? When you talk about the government, what exactly is the government? The private sector controls the government. Why? Lobbyists. They control the government. And we also talk about the government as if it's an unknown. The government is actually actual people. When I worked for the IRS, all the top officials from the IRS were from the private sector. You could not make it to the top of the IRS by working your way up. It's not going to happen. And that's pretty much in everywhere in all governmental agencies. They are dominated by the private sector. That's number one. Number two, all the young folks, they go to government to get their experience, and then they're looking to go to the private sector to make their money. And so therefore, they actually feel more connection to the private sector while they're working for the government. They go to the government to get their experience, and then they go to the private sector to make their money. So again, the private sector controls the government. Number four, what they call basic scientific research is only done by the government. Basic scientific research is research that you're doing. You don't really know exactly what's going to lead to, and only the government has that kind of deep pocket. Let me give you an example. Now you hear about Elon Musk. Elon Musk is going into space. Well, where was he when NASA was spending billions of dollars looking into space? Where was Elon Musk? Would he spend that kind of money? No, he would not spend that kind of money to investigate different things. Again, only the government can actually do it. Number five, the government, again, two different jobs. The government is dealing with macroeconomic issues, big time decisions. Private sector only deals with small time decisions, smaller scale. So that's the number five reason. Number six, antitrust. That's one of the big jobs of the government. Even though the government has been failing to do that, but antitrust essentially means that when the private sector gets too greedy, when the private sector gets too big, you need somebody to control it. You need somebody to control it. Otherwise, they just go nuts. That's just a fact. I'm not saying anything bad about the private sector, but greed, unbridled greed uncontrolled is a real problem. And that's why we have antitrust laws. All right, that's number 6. Number 7, you need a referee. You need a referee. Every game needs a referee. Every game needs a referee. So again, when it comes to the economic things, you need a referee. You need somebody to tell a private sector, no, you can't do that. You can't do this. Now, if you heard about it now, I think there's something where they actually creating chicken in the lab now, right? Well, okay, that's kind of weird. But the point really is, if you don't have a referee, you're definitely gonna have a problem. Number 8, huge projects, highways, byways, space research, scientific research. Again, all those things can only be done by the government, because the private sector is not gonna spend billions and billions of dollars into something that may not actually produce something, right? Number 9, continuity of economic development, continuity of research, continuity of the whole country, population, right? In terms of population, all those big ideas only can be done by the government. Number 10, environmental protection. I know now it's a bad word, but yeah, you need an environmental protection, renewal of energy, all those things. Again, those things can only be done by government. Now, the only unfortunate thing is that they're very easy statements. Less government. Government is bad for us. Those things are very easy to say. These are emotional reactions. They don't have to explain anything. I saw Dana White. I think he's the MMA CEO or whatever. That's what he was saying. I'd like to ask him exactly, what did the government prevent you from doing exactly? But again, it's just too bad that we, as a country, refuse to think. We don't want to think about anything. We don't want to do any analysis. So what I'm really seeing is kind of sad. You seeing an empire rotting from within, and that's how empires normally crumble. From within. When we essentially have people that should not have those kind of positions in government, they take over the government. Again, no analysis whatsoever, right? Just like I think I forgot who said that, but anyway, conscious ignorance is the most dangerous weapon in the world. They're saying stuff, they don't have to explain anything, and we, as the people, instead of questioning them, asking questions, we accept it. And again, it's very, very, very dangerous. And if we keep on that path into electing really, I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be nice about it. People that should not be near power, we keep electing them. The empire is gonna eventually crumble. So let's think about it. Let's attempt to do some analysis, and hopefully we'll get to the right result. All right.